This is Ben Davison. Subscribe to Stephen Icon.
So Tyson Fury versus Francesco Pianeta over there in Belfast, a 10-round fight. And let's look at the pros and cons. And if you really want the result right now, rather than listen to the whole thing, Tyson Fury wins by unanimous decision. So let's do some pros and cons in this one. Now, automatically, if you guys cast back to my post-fight review of Tyson Fury versus Fury, I said that his next fight and maybe one after, I'm going to give him a pass because I want him to get back into it. So I'm not expecting anything great against his next opponent, which happened to be Pianeta. But of course, now he's going to be fighting Deontay Wilder next over in Las Vegas. Then he needs to be judged on this fight as a legitimate fight. This is his pre-world title fight. So he won all 10 rounds. For me, it was 10 rounds to 0 in favour of Tyson Fury. So some of the pros in this one. He looked a hell of a lot better physically than what he did against the Fury, and his timing and everything else was much, much better. Far less clowning around. He did have his moments, but he always does. He even had his moments against Vladimir Klitschko. So dramatic improvements. I think we can all agree on that one. But there are some things that's going to concern me with him fighting Deontay Wilder. Now, of course, I know his style, everything's going to change just a little bit. Because obviously, Pianeta is a southpaw, Deontay Wilder is a orthodox, but a big right hand. And that's pretty much all Wilder's got, except Wilder has very, very good reach. And he's very, very fast on his feet and with his hands as well. He's not the best boxer in the world. Tyson Fury can outbox him, no problem. So there were certain things in this fight that lit up for me. And I'll give you the pros and cons. So the pros, as I said, he looks much better than what he did. His foot movement was pretty good. Was it as good as, well, was anything as good as what it was when he fought Vladimir Klitschko? In truth, I have to tell you no. Nothing looked as good as or better or even close to. There were flashes of it, no doubt. Tyson Fury, for me, some of the pros, as I said, very, very good when he was using his jab, and he was evading shots pretty well, and he would switch from orthodox to southpaw, and just switching backwards and forwards at will. And whenever he threw a right hand, he would quickly jump back to southpaw and try and catch him with a right hand to follow up in case he missed the right hand, which is what did happen. Now, he did use the jab at times, okay? So his reflexes are almost there, I think, to be honest, almost there. But for me, he controlled the fight. He was never in any real kind of danger. He got tagged quite a bit in the early rounds, and that's great because then hopefully he's going to learn from that one, because if he gets tagged against Wilder, it could be game over. Because Pianeta, not known for a big puncher, and luckily for Tyson, well, I say luckily, not really, but it's a case of Tyson Fury in the first few rounds was up against the rope. Pianeta wasn't trying to hit Tyson in the middle of the ring. He would have a high guard, and Tyson Fury, whenever he went to the corner, the ropes, that's when Pianeta started unloading. So, you know what, Tyson Fury, he weathered those kind of momentary storms. I don't really want to call them a storm, but they were momentary moments for Pianeta. But as the fight got on, Pianeta started to go down. And he's a real big pro for Tyson Fury, is that he looked as fresh as a daisy in the final round as to what he did in the first round, even though his work rate was consistent right the way through it. And I think Tyson Fury was starting to look a bit more like Tyson Fury of old, because Pianeta at times was stationary. He got tired, he got fatigued. So then Tyson Fury, he can unload some shots. For me, he wasn't using the jab as well as what he could do. He wasn't unloading some body shots as well as what he could do. So again, there's the pros. The stamina is still there. The range, everything, that kind of area is still there. But some things that's going to worry me, if he doesn't make dramatic improvements from this one to Deontay Wilder, is that when Tyson Fury's on the ropes and Pianeta is letting his hands go, some shots are slipping through and they're hitting Tyson. Now, listen, it's a fight, he's going to get hit. It doesn't matter who you fight. He could fight me. At some point, I'm going to land at least one shot on him. Well, to be fair, probably knock me out. But anyway, I think that if Wilder was to hit Fury with those same shots, with Tyson Fury on the back rope, and Wilder was to start unleashing those shots. I don't think Tyson Fury could take, and that's the honest truth of it, okay? Now, so for me, that's going to be worrying going forward, because it's almost like Tyson, he wasn't as nippy or as nimble on his feet, just using the jab, just winning the rounds just by using the jab. And that's what I really wanted him to do. He was winning the rounds, but he's not doing it as convincingly as I wanted. I wasn't happy with the fact that Pianeta was landing as many shots as what he did. And if you flip the switch with Deontay Wilder in there, Deontay Wilder is not only going to land those same shots, but they are going to be crunching ones. And as the fight went on, Pianeta started to get fatigued, tired, and then Tyson Fury became a bit more alive. Deontay Wilder doesn't fatigue. He doesn't get tired. Deontay Wilder is as dangerous in number 12 round as he is in number 1. So I'm not too sure how Tyson Fury can get out of this one, because while Tyson Fury's shots were there and he could pretty much, for me, he could finish off Pianeta at any point in this fight, but he chose not to. I think that's why it went the distance. I don't think Tyson Fury tried. I think he wanted to get the rounds in. And again, that's another pro. But against Wilder, how is he going to keep Wilder off him like he did with Vladimir Klitschko? How is he going to do that? If Pianeta is managing to land shots, how is it that a more athletic, a more nimble, a faster, more powerful guy in Deontay Wilder, how is Tyson Fury going to keep him off him? That's going to be my worrying thing for him right now. This was not the Tyson Fury that fought Vladimir Klitschko. It wasn't, and nor should it be at this stage. But because he's going to be facing Wilder next for the WBC title, he needs to be judged. And based on this one, I don't want to say it, but I think Deontay Wilder could get him out of there. But he needs to improve. I think against Wilder, he'll be a lot more wary. He'll have a different game plan. And I don't know, maybe against Pianeta, he just wasn't too concerned about his power. But against Wilder, he needs to be. So maybe, I don't know. If he goes against the ropes, if you notice with Deontay Wilder's fights, either Wilder is on the rope or his opponent is on the rope or close to the rope. That's when Wilder seems to be able to land the big rightful hurting shots. So against Wilder, Tyson needs to stay off the ropes. That's just my opinion anyway. You drop me yours. What did you think of this fight? Do you think now he's ready for Deontay Wilder? For me, just based on that, not really. I don't think this is good preparation for a fight against Wilder. Wilder orthodox, powerful, strong, fast, athletic, but a crap boxer. Let's be honest, he's a crap boxer. But with Pianeta, he's a good boxer, zero power and slow. But yet Pianeta was still managing to land some shots on Tyson Fury. But as I said, some of the big pros are that Tyson Fury went all 10 rounds and won each and every round. I predicted Tyson Fury to knock out Pianeta in round number 7, or Pianeta was going to quit. At one point I thought he was going to quit. There seemed to be a little bit of a commotion in the corner of Pianeta, but hey, I don't know. So yeah, I'm glad that Tyson Fury got the rounds. It's going to help. Tyson Fury improved as the fight was going on, and that's great. But I think he was improving because Pianeta was slowing down. Against Wilder, Wilder's not going to slow down. Wilder is still going to be on the back foot. He's still going to be jumping around. He's going to be confident, and he's going to be as awkward and unorthodox as what Tyson is. So either this fight is going to be short and sweet, where Deontay Wilder lands this big shot on Tyson and ends it at any point in this fight, or Tyson Fury needs to learn to put a bit of zip behind those jabs, whether he's doing orthodox or southpaw. He needs to put a bit of sting into it to make Wilder not want to engage him too much. While Tyson Fury is not a concussive puncher, but he needs to give the impression of, I don't want any more of those because they hurt. That's the kind of thing that he needs to be giving Wilder the impression of. Can he do it? Don't know. Now, of course, after this fight, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder in the ring having a few words. Blah, 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 blah. Don't really care about any of that. It's more hyping garbage for me, to be honest. For me, there's been too much staging. Not too interested, to be honest. So either way, it looks like Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. Unless anything happens in between, ideally I would love Tyson to get another tune-up beforehand against a big orthodox fighter. That would be better preparation than Pianeta. For me, I think Tyson might be in trouble, and boy, I would love to be wrong. I would love to be wrong, and Tyson Fury goes Vladimir Klitschko style and just schools him. I hope this happens, but ultimately, we'll have to wait and see. You drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all on the next video.